We are so excited to tell you today that, hey, someone has officially turned 50. Welcome to New Life.
Hey,
Oh, you don't want to talk about that?
nah, I'm good with it. I'm beautiful. I'm blessed, baby. I don't look 50. I don't look 50. I damn sure don't feel 50. Um, shit, I feel wonderful. If this was 50, feel like shit. Bring on 60. I'm ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right now. So listen, you had a beautiful event last week, and be very clear. We
Mm-hmm.
will be posting some clips from that event.
Oh man, I ain't post nothing. I'm still tired. I'm still, dragging butt from that situation, man. It was a time, man. I enjoyed family and friends that came out. I enjoyed my kids. I enjoyed Rito. I enjoyed people I haven't seen in years, man. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed Tina, Tyra, man. I got a chance to talk to Tyra's daughter, Muffin. She had a horrific accident and incident, man. It just goes to show you that God is still amazing, man, and He's really, really the greatest, man. He restored Muffin, man. She actually talked, and while we were there, she called Tyra on Instagram, and I was like, "What?" I mean, this girl had no
Absolutely.
functions or whatever. So, again, man, like I said, man, if people don't believe in God, y'all better start, man, and cause He's real, man. I see miracles. I am a miracle. I am a walking miracle.
Mm-hmm.
I've been called that, and I've seen miracles, man. I've seen Muffin called Tyra, man. Last week she was sitting next to me. My cousin Tyra had, and that just that just gave me a newfound energy and a newfound life. When I get tired and I want to lay it down, man, I seen that. That just gave me more inspiration and motivation to show people that God is real and that we could do anything, man. We put our mind to, man,
Absolutely.
basically, and come back from any obstacle. So that just gave me more energy and more vigor and more hunger to get this message out, and this message of survival, perseverance, and not giving up, man. And period, because life don't owe you nothing, man. We blessed to be here, and we taking over. So
Mm-hmm.
get ready. That's all I'm saying about
So let's talk about this because,
it. Mm-hmm.
again, you've heard me mention it before that initially, even though they never told you until after, of course,
Mm-hmm.
that you were given 4 months to live. And now here you are from 2021 being diagnosed with stage four to
Mm-hmm.
here it is 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're celebrating 50 years of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
What's different for you?
Gratitude. Gratitude. I know people take this word and they run with it, and it's a big thing, but that's simply it, man. If you live by those things, and my mom taught me this a long, long time ago. If you be grateful for the things that you have, God will give you everything that you don't have, and also if you'll be thankful once you receive it. My blessings come from. I know where my blessings come from. Most people don't have a clue, but I know where my blessings come from, and people always try to paint the narrative of who you are and what they think you are, but they don't even get to know you. And sometimes they say things and that's totally out of context. But it ain't for you to worry about. It's for God to judge you. So I don't worry about the things. And like I said, if I wasn't who I am, or if I wasn't what I am, I don't think God would have spared my life. I think that He spared my life for me to be around to help people and to motivate people and to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
And from this whole thing, um, what I've gained looking back from now to then is that it don't be, we question ourselves about things and we worry about like what other people think and how we are to people and how we look in their eyesight instead of worry about how we look in God's eyesight. Because man, we shouldn't worry about how man looks at us. We should worry about how God looks at us. And I don't want to make it a focal point about that and turn all preachy and stuff like that. But it's just the truth. It's just the honesty. You know what I mean? I don't know any other way. I don't know how I survived without the support of others who God has placed in my life for me to survive. And everything always circles back to God. And people say that. And like I think for total restoration of everything, man. My mind, body, my spirit, as well as my finances. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of things that people tend to look at. Again, going back to what I was saying before,
Mm-hmm.
from my wisdom, what I've gained is that it's not you, it's the person's perception of you, and it's not your responsibility to worry about how they perceive you. And the ones that count, that's all that matters. Like the ones that love you and really, really love you for who you are, because the turnout showed me that from the party. Um, people really, really love me and really care about me, man, and that gives me the inspiration as well. And everybody I saw, they can't believe how I look and how God has restored me and stuff like that. And I couldn't believe how God had restored, going back to Muffin, Tyra's daughter, man. That just really, really did something to my heart, man. It sparked my heart, man. And just to get this message out, man, and stop all that craziness what's going on, man. Just live, man. We got living to do. We got a lot of living to do, and living good, and living
Mm-hmm.
righteous, and living right. You know what I'm saying? And that goes a long way. You know how you treat people.
And speaking of, like living good and living righteous, you had a couple of relatives that came by,
Mm-hmm.
and just seeing the relatives interacting with you, they shared some stories and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
One of which we know we got into business and we got into like the age of of retirement. Like
Oh.
how talk about that a little bit,
I
like
was
those
talking about my cousin
conversations.
Ray, man. My cousin Randy, man. That's my guy, man. We only 2 weeks apart, man. That's my guy. He always say, "What's up, little cuz?" I say, "Bro, I'm only 2 weeks." But it was so funny was he always a big cuz, and when he turned 50, first he turned 50 2 weeks before I did, and he called me. He said, "Oh man, you all the way?" I said, "Nah, big cuz, you." So he drove up and he saw me, and trust me, anybody that came up, I wanted to say I want to appreciate y'all for coming out, man, and hanging out with me and kicking it with me, man. Like I said, my kids and everybody was there. It was a real, real good turnout. It was nothing but love. It was no animosity, no hate, no towards nothing. Everything was a love fest, man. We enjoyed being around each other. We enjoyed being confined with each other. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a beautiful thing, man. Rito, man, again, man, that's my guy, and I love him to death, man. And he came down and supported me, man. And everything. That's my brother, man. So, and again, getting back to Randy. We mess with each other all the time. Like, we was just talking, and he called me yesterday, actually, which was a pleasure to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, absolute delight, man. It always is, man. When we chop it up, man. So it was a pleasure to see Rand, man, and we talked about it, and he was just saying that the work that he does, he working, and he just told me that they pushed the retirement back to 72 years old. And how does this saying go for? What is it? How
Three
many?
score and ten.
Three score and ten. God gives you three score and ten, so that equals out to 70 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So they want you to work past what God gives you, and I refuse to do that, man. I'm not working. I mean, I'm working, of course, but I'm not working a job to whereas, I have to punch somebody else's clock and march to the beat of somebody else's drum and just work like our fathers worked and worked how, um, that generation worked. They worked. That generation worked hard. Not saying that we do, but I think that they made it to whereas we can go to college and obtain things and not work as hard as they did, but work smarter, but while still having the same work ethic in us to do things. And that's what I try to employ in my kids. Like they saw me go through it. Like I'm the sacrifice for everybody. Like I had a kid at 19. I lived my life and I raised kids. I've never known what it's like not to have kids. You know what I'm saying? All I knew was football and kids. You know what I'm saying? So I look back at it. People say, "Well, Dad, what was your young life like?" My kids ask me, "What was your young life like?" I say, "Raising y'all." So I mean, so much I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world, man. I love my kids to death. But what I'm saying is this: I try to raise my kids to be smarter than what I was, and to take advantage of the opportunities that I didn't. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I want them to take it further than what I have. Like like with Elijah and with Monty. Monty got his own business. Elijah got his own thing going. He's completed college, and she's a young entrepreneur, and Abby's finding her way. She's working out. Even with the other two, even with Eric and Dante, man, they doing real. From what I understand, they doing real well for themselves or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Eric's still playing ball, from what I understand, and Dante is driving trucks. Where, I shout out both of those guys, man. I wish them nothing but love and the best, man. And hopefully one day we sit down and chop it up and really catch up on what's going on. But I say, like, again, I say that to say this, like, when we were talking about we supposed to work until we die, and I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I just got a call from, well, actually, yesterday I was on Facebook scrolling and just looking around, something say scrolling, I got a notification. That's why I actually went on there. And it was from my cousin, Emily, my cousin Joe Pye, wife. We grew up right next door to Joe, like right next door to him. Like it was my house, the fence, Joe's house, the yard. And we all hung out. We used to hang out together. And I just was thinking about him and talking about him. And so that was so funny. So God placed him on my heart before I even seen that or whatever. So it was the next day I saw the text saying that he had a seizure in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And she had to call 911 to wake him up. So immediately I went into panic mode. This is somebody that I grew up under. This is somebody that kind of like raised me. Like, you know what I mean? I came up under him and I looked up to him.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of things, he took me around like my brother Rick. He took us around, him and Rick are real tight. All of us are close. And we grew up together, and, siege and stuff like that. And he was always a great athlete, never any problems. But, for the time, is undefeated. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And he still works as if he's working like my dad and his grandfather and my grandfather worked.
Mhm.
My dad, they work brutal. They work, shit, Joe's close to, not to give out your age, cuz I know you got a birthday coming up. Happy birthday, cuz. And he's close to 60 now, and he's still working two jobs, and he's still
Mhm.
pretty in fairly good shape. But, health is wealth. And that's the thing with X. What happened with my buddy X, that still got to, you know what I mean? I preach, X was 45 and he's no longer with us. You know, Jarvis, Rito, my buddy, my bro. You know what I'm saying? I talked to him about his wealth, his health. We accountability partners. We work out. We check in with each other every day during our workouts. I send him a text message. All right, fat boy, get on the treadmill. He'll send it back to me. All right, fat boy, I did it. You do yours. We send each other. It's accountability. Even my brothers and stuff like that, like Ricky, Rock, Champ, Chuck. Champ was here a month. He see me working out. My thing don't change. I want everybody to live and have productive lives and not be like our fathers. You know what I'm saying? And be subjected to, the harshness of how they had to grow up. And it's a little bit easier for us. And I called them immediately. I go back to that again. I called Joe immediately. I called him. I texted her. I said, hey, cuz, I said, check your email, check your DM, and I DM'd her my number. She called me right back. She called me right back on the spot. And I got a chance to talk to my cousin Joe, man, and I ain't talked to Joe in years, man. Like, even just looking back at it, at least about 15 years, 15, 20 years almost. I haven't spoken to him since I left and went off to college and stuff like that and came back. But we always kept in touch via Facebook. We're just like, cuz, how you doing? Love you, XYZ. But to actually speak to him and to hear his voice, man,
Mhm.
again, that did my heart some justice, man. And so it made me feel better to actually hear from him and to let him know, man, listen, bro, you ain't going nowhere, man. So I was like, come on with that BS, man. Cut it out. We ain't gotta go that route. We ain't gotta do what our fathers did, like, right? And even his wife agreed. She was like, Eric, she ratted on him. She said, he works all these jobs. He still think he's a spring chicken and X, Y, Z. I want him to cut back. We're not hurt for nothing. So I just want him, but he wants to make sure, like my dad and how we were raised, to make sure that our families were okay. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do whatever it is to make sure our family's okay. But I try to reiterate to him first, hey man, if you die, who's gonna take care of your family?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? He understood what I was saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he said that he was just burnt out. That's what he told me out his own mouth. He said, cuz, he said, physically I'm okay. He said, but I'm just burnt out, cuz. I said, well, you know what, Joe? I said, that's where it starts. It starts mentally. I said, the
Mhm.
mind controls the body. You know what I'm saying? So if you're burnt out mentally, physically, you're not gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I said, come on, man, you know that. You taught us that. You know what I'm saying? You showed us what it was. So it was just kind of like a case of like the student telling the teacher kind of like, it's time to chill out, bro. And enjoy your wife and enjoy your son. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not doing that. And like I said, I'm gonna keep up with him. I got the number now on him, and I'm gonna keep up with him more and more. Now that I know what's going on, because I know he's gonna try to go back into the work thing like he did. But I'll be there everybody. Hey man, slow down now. You don't want nobody there with your wife now. And I think he'll slow down and come on back and slow the
Absolutely.
pace down a little bit and enjoy himself. But that's the thing, man, about everything, man.
Mhm.
Just looking back over everything and the wisdom part of everything that tie back into what you asked me earlier about the wisdom part of it. I just sit back now and I don't rush it. I don't rush nothing hardly. Only thing I want to rush is to get this message out. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, to get this message out of hope and perseverance and and not giving up and just get the mindset out there and just that you can make it, man. Because people giving up too much, man. It's too soon, and knowing that if they just keep pushing through, man, they can make it through. And that's just my biggest thing. That's why I'm even on this platform. This is my thing to where I'm trying to help people. Like when I spoke last week at the in Birmingham at the Hope
Mhm.
Lodge, my thing was this: if I could just help one person, man, just one person, to not give up, um, my job is done and it's worth it. And like I said, when I left there, I got an email from Tanya, Miss Tanya Smith, the director over at the Hope Lodge, and told me I'm welcome back anytime, man. And they really enjoyed what I said, and they want me to come back and speak to them, and which I will. You know what I mean? But I'm just thankful for the way I'm being received and how the way my message is being received by the people who I'm giving it to. So I'm thankful for that. And just overall, 50 years, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. I'm thankful again. I'm humbled, and I'm just ready for 50 more, man.
All right.
That's about it.
Well, you've heard it. If he can just help one person,
My job is done.
absolutely. Thank you for joining us today at New Life.
For life.